Okay, I'm going to talk you through question 4 then of the foundation paper, and this is very much just looking at how to get a focused example. So I'm looking at the November 2013 paper and source 3 in that exam. Okay, so here's the success criteria for the whole exam, for the whole question, sorry. And really what I want you to do here is to be more precise in your use of examples. You can all do this, and this will help you to then make your explanation of the effectiveness more detailed and more sophisticated. It will give you more stuff to write about, okay? So if we look at this picture here then of the polar bears on the ice in the ocean. So first off, you might say that we have here a picture of some polar bears stuck on some ice. Okay, that would be a kind of clear example. Actually, what I want you to do is to have a better and more focused example than that. You need to pick out the details for this question, okay? And there's a way that you can do that. So with every picture then that you get, pick out 3 or 4 details and then link up what the effect of those details are, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick out 4 details from this picture. The first one is that the polar bears are close together on the ice. The second one is that they're in an empty ocean. There's no other ice that's there. The third one is that it looks like a mother and her children stranded on that piece of ice. And the fourth one is that their faces are looking at the camera. Okay? Well, there you see, you've got 4 details then that will lead you to a better comment on effect. So what's the effect then of the polar bears being close together on that piece of ice? Well, it makes them seem desperate, like they haven't really got anywhere else to go. There's nowhere they can move to. They're in an empty ocean. There's no other ice. And this kind of really reinforces and emphasises the fact that they are totally stranded. They've got nowhere else to go. It looks like a mother and her children. Well, that makes us feel more sympathetic, doesn't it? If we've got this family stranded on the ice, it's more powerful perhaps than one polar bear being stranded on there. The fact that they're there all close together, a mother and her children probably going to die if you don't help them, is more effective, creates more sympathy. They also seem to be looking at the camera. It's like even the polar bears are asking you to help them, okay? So then it's almost like the polar bears are trying to have a direct contact, perhaps with the reader. It's worth pointing out at this point that this is obviously a photoshopped picture. They've taken a picture of some polar bears and they've created that image to make it seem stranded. Those polar bears seem stranded on the ice. So yeah, thinking then about how you can use these, you can take this 1, 2, 3, 4 step process to then writing effectively, okay? And here's an example of what I mean. I've taken my 4 points and I've used those phrases that you know and use so well from the literacy mats and writing about explaining effects, to link those together to make a very clear example of the presentation that's used in this source, okay? I've taken out my details and this is a precise example of the source that is used, and using those 4 steps, those 4 little examples, leads me to talking about effect in more detail. So with one comes the other. It's difficult to talk about the effect of something if we're just talking about the polar bears on the ice. If I pick out 4 details, I've got more to go with. Okay, so with that in mind then, what I want you to do now is to pause the video quickly and look at what are the 4 things then that you could say about this photo here of source 1 from the same exam paper. This is Prince Harry with his comrades on the trip across the Arctic. Okay, so you might have picked out some details. The first thing is they're standing close together. They're standing close together. They've got their arms around each other. The second thing is they look quite happy. Their facial expressions seem very happy. They look relaxed. And the third thing is that the prince is one of those. He's wearing the same clothes. He looks the same as the other people. Okay, so I've got three things there that I've picked out. Okay, the first one, the fact that they're close together, shows that there's a friendship between them. That moving on in this moving across the Antarctic, that they've got this friendship and close bond between them. They look like friends and they're united in their experience. Okay. The second point, their facial expression, they look like they've enjoyed this experience. They're actually finding this kind of challenge and moving across through difficult conditions together. They've enjoyed this experience. It's made them stick together as a team, and they found happiness and pleasure in it. The third thing is that Prince Harry is dressed the same as all of them. They're all dressed in the same uniform. It shows us actually on trips like this that Prince Harry is treated the same as other people. He looks the same as the other people, and he's very much part of the group. He doesn't get special treatment on this trip. Okay. So what I want you to do now then is with this 1, 2, 3, 4 step, say, go through, find pictures using the websites here, and look through and pick out details of specific pictures, pick out 3 or 4 points, and then do the same thing. Pick out 3 points and then have a corresponding 3 points that link to the effect. Okay, do that over and over and over again to help you create a focused example, and that is going to lead to a better comment, a more detailed comment on effect.